Welcome to our channel, where we bring to light the stories of those affected by conflict and displacement around the world. Today, we explore the origins of the war in Sudan and how it has forced millions of Sudanese people to flee their homes, becoming refugees in search of safety and stability. Sudan, the third largest country in Africa, has been plagued by conflict for decades. The roots of the current crisis can be traced back to a complex web of political, ethnic, and economic factors. Understanding these origins is key to comprehending the immense suffering and displacement that has ensued. The conflict in Sudan is deeply rooted in its colonial history. When Sudan gained independence from British Egyptian rule in 1956, it inherited a legacy of division and inequality. The new nation was split between the predominantly Arab and Muslim north and the largely African and Christian or animist south. This north-south divide has been a central factor in Sudan's conflicts. The First Sudanese Civil War erupted in 1955, even before the country officially gained independence. The southern regions felt marginalized and underrepresented by the central government in Khartoum. The war lasted until 1972, claiming 500,000 lives and displacing many more. A fragile peace was established with the Addis Ababa Agreement, but the underlying tensions remained unresolved. The Second Sudanese Civil War broke out in 1983, triggered by President Jafar Numeri's decision to impose Sharia law across the country, further alienating the South. The conflict was marked by brutal violence, atrocities, and widespread displacement. This war lasted for over 2 decades, ending in 2005 with the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, CPA, which eventually led to the secession of South Sudan in 2011. While the South gained independence, the rest of Sudan continued to face significant challenges. The Darfur region in western Sudan became the epicenter of a new conflict in 2003. Ethnic tensions, competition for resources, and political marginalization led to a brutal campaign by government forces and allied militias against Darfuri rebel groups. The conflict in Darfur has been characterized by mass killings, rape, and the displacement of millions of civilians. The war in Darfur, combined with ongoing conflicts in other regions like South Kordofan and Blue Nile, has created a humanitarian crisis of immense proportions. The Sudanese government has been accused of committing genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. Millions of Sudanese people have been forced to flee their homes, seeking refuge in neighboring countries such as Chad, South Sudan, and Uganda. The displacement crisis in Sudan is one of the largest in the world. Refugees face numerous challenges, including lack of food, clean water, medical care, and education. Women and children are particularly vulnerable, facing increased risks of exploitation, violence, and abuse. The trauma of displacement and the struggle for survival leave deep scars on those affected. Despite the signing of various peace agreements and attempts at political reform, Sudan remains unstable. The ousting of President Omar al-Bashir in 2019 brought hopes for change, but the transition to civilian rule has been fraught with difficulties. Ongoing power struggles, economic hardships, and regional conflicts continue to drive displacement and suffering. It is crucial for the international community to support Sudanese refugees and address the root causes of the conflict. Humanitarian aid, peace-building efforts, and support for democratic governance are essential in bringing stability to the region and improving the lives of those affected by the war. Join us in raising awareness and supporting initiatives that aim to provide relief and hope to Sudanese refugees. Together, we can make a difference and help rebuild lives torn apart by conflict. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories and analyses. This narrative provides an in-depth look at the origins of the conflict in Sudan, emphasizing the historical, political, and ethnic factors that have led to widespread displacement and suffering.